it.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt, and now it's time for you to discover your legal issue blind spots by listening to me talk about the law on the radio. Is your financial advisor selling you in investments, insurance, and annuities that are in your best interest or that pay the highest commissions for the advisor? Do you clearly understand your out-of-pocket costs for doctor visits, medical procedures, and medicine? We'll be addressing these questions today. Steve Warren, president of Financial Planning HQ, our newest sponsor, is joining us again for the Financial Focus. Steve, welcome to the show.
Super fantastic. Glad to be back.
Can you tell us again about your company, Financial Planning HQ?
Sure thing. Financial Planning HQ is set up as an independent registered investment advisor in the state of Texas. And we deliver planning, advice, organization, and accountability to our clients for a flat fee. And our company is family owned. So my sons, Joseph and Jacob, are owners of the company as well, and we're all trusted advisors. And by being independent, that means that we're not affiliated with any insurance companies or broker-dealers, and just ruggedly independent.
Awesome. I love that you're a family business. And
yeah, thanks. It's a blessing.
Okay, so last week we talked about the fiduciary standard of care and how advisors who claim to have the duty of loyalty and give advice that is in the best interest of the client. How do you measure that?
Yeah, that's really a great question. I mean, I really don't have a succinct answer for that, but let's just talk about, have you ever heard the saying, follow the money, Todd?
I have.
And maybe you might discover something if you follow the money. Mm-hmm. You know, it might be good or bad. And so I would ask all of your listeners this question. Do you know in dollars and cents how much you are paying your current advisor? And usually when I ask that, Todd, I get a sentence or two as a response, and maybe the person will say, well, I think we're paying a percentage of assets that are under management, but I don't know for sure in dollars and cents. Well, tell me more about that. So instead of a definite number, more words come out,
right?
Because they really don't know.
They try to explain it.
Yeah, absolutely. So not too long ago, my son Jacob, he was working with a client that was actually with another advisor. And so he completed what we call their financial roadmap. And during that discovery type meeting, he found out that in looking at their statement that they were paying around $14,000 a year in fees to the advisor. Mm-hmm. Roughly 1.4% of about $1 million.
Okay.
So the way we found that out was we did an audit of their statement, and you can see it there. And that was sort of a shock, but what shocked me even more when I was talking to Jacob about it was that roughly a third of the money was in CDs, and that money was being assessed a fee. So I would say that, that really is why should you be charged an investment fee on a fixed type of investment?
Right, because you could have it in the bank and not be charged that fee.
Sure, absolutely. Right, and you might get 3% interest, but you're not going to be subject to that fee. So there must have been something going on with the client that maybe they were parking money in a safe place and they were intended to deploy it later, but it shouldn't have been exposed to that fee, and it clearly was. Mm-hmm. And if you add that $14,000 up, Todd, for 10 years, that's $140,000. And then what about the interest that could have earned had it stayed in the account?
Right.
And so maybe following the money is a good, measuring tool for, is my advisor really truly a fiduciary? By finding out how much am I paying them and what am I getting in return for that?
Yeah, That's a good measurement tool.
Sure.
So how does your team give advice that's always in the client's best interest?
When we meet with a potential client, we facilitate a remarkable experience in which we help the client crystallize their overarching strategy. So we discover the things that are important to them, the goals that they have that require money and planning to achieve, including the name of the goal, by when do you want to achieve it, and how much money does it take to achieve the goal, and what are 2 or 3 words to describe what you're thinking and feeling once you've achieved the goal. So this document, oh, by the way, I missed one thing, a benchmarking of their current financial reality. So that way they know where they're at currently. So this document it's rather large. It's not a paper like this. Mm-hmm. It's 17 by 22 inches. It's called the Financial Roadmap document. And to a large degree, that becomes the client's overarching strategy. And the way we make sure that the advice that we're giving them is in their best interest is that it's real simple, Todd. All of our advice is aligned with their overarching strategy. Then we will shield the client and insulate the client from subject matter experts that touch their lives that could give advice that is not in alignment with their overarching strategy. Mm-hmm. Todd, most people, they work with their subject matter experts in a vacuum. Mm-hmm. So they work with an attorney, they work with a lot of insurance people, they have a wealth advisor, maybe they have a financial planner. And the advice that all of these subject matter experts give is it's always in a vacuum, so nobody coordinates the advice. Mm-hmm. Nobody steps up to be financial CEO to make sure that all advice given is in alignment with their overarching strategy. And that's what we do.
You're the financial CEO.
Yes. And so if we line up, I do have a personality, let's just call it an ideal client profile, right? So if we line up and I feel there'll be good clients and the value we can deliver is going to be great for them, if I make an offer, I step in as their financial CEO. And in that role, I really provide oversight and just make sure that all these subject matter experts are giving advice that is in the client's best interest and in alignment with their overarching strategy.
Okay. As the financial CEO, can you work with their current advisors?
Absolutely, we can. So the client always has other advisors that they're working with. Most of them do. And we can work with them. I would mention, though, and tell your audience as well, that we have very, very high standards. And so if there's a weak or inefficient subject matter expert, we've got a deep bench, Todd. So we can replace a weak subject matter expert with one that we can coordinate well with, and that's better for the client. So we got a deep bench with regards to that. But the answer to your question is yes, we can work with the client's current advisors.
Okay, great. I know some people really love their advisors, and of course you have to get along with them too.
Indeed, yes, and most of them, you'd be surprised, they coordinate well with us. Some of them don't, but most of them do.
So last week you talked about a book that you go over with your clients. Tell us about that.
Sure, absolutely. So the book that Todd is mentioning, the general theme of that book is the art of creating an inspiring financial strategy. So it's not a boring book, and it's not technical. And if anybody in your audience would like to have one, then I can send one out along with a 20-minute phone consultation to connect the key concepts in the book to the things that matter most to your audience. And so if you'd like to receive one, then call me. My name is Warren, and my number is 210-685-2722. That's 210-685-2722. Or if I can provide any clarity on the content that you heard today, feel free to call me as well.
Great. Thank you for joining us today for the Financial Focus. We'll see you again next week.
Absolutely.
And we got to take a break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about Medicare with John Moore. Stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.